So there's these two hard workers who sit down one lovely Monday afternoon to have lunch together. The first guy opens up his lunchbox he brought from home and he says, "Yes, turkey and cheddar, my favorite. I'm excited." The second guy opens up his lunchbox. "Man, tuna fish again. I am so tired of tuna fish." So the happy guy's eating heartily away and he says, "Well, just tell your wife to stop packing you tuna fish and maybe she'll make you turkey and cheddar instead." The guy gets really defensive and says, "Hey, leave my wife out of this. I'm the one that's packing my lunch every day." This little story, this little analogy, it shows us and reminds us we are responsible with our thoughts, with our actions, with our mindset, what we pack in our lunch every single day. But the good news is, with some hard work, determination, positive thinking, and some action behind our goals, we can change what's in our lunchbox. We can change our outcomes. Hard work is the foundation for success. To be successful, it requires action. It does. I want to tell you a story about me in the beginning. My first few months being with Plexus, I thought about quitting so many times. I had self-doubts. I had fears of failing. I was wavering in my commitment and in my determination. And that really had me in a stuck spot. When I was able to shift that mindset, you know what I did? I committed to 1 year. 1 year of anything it took. Hard work, determination. I was driven by my goal. And I would tell myself over and over again, short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. I had the vision. I decided to quit focusing on my fears, focusing on my self-doubt, and go all in, work hard, persevere, and commit. And that is what I want from you. That is what I want for you so that you can find true success in this business. It also takes discipline. And discipline, that's a tricky word. It's doing what you need to do when you don't necessarily want to do it. It's getting that to-do list out and conquering that to-do list instead of putting it off. Long-term success, it happens in the daily actions that you put forward day in and day out. Long-term success is in the daily. So what are you doing daily to meet your goals, to see those dreams come true? What daily activities are you doing to grow your business? You have to have a clear vision of where you're headed. You have to have a clear vision of the end result, your end goal. And then those activities, those IPAs, income producing activities that we're doing day in and day out, they have purpose. They have intentionality because you know where you're headed. You know that that day in and day action is leading you towards your ultimate goal. I wrote this down. We will all face trials. We will all find times when we get stuck, but we have two choices at that point, right? We can lower our target or we can increase our activity to reach our target. So let me give you an example of that. Let's say that your goal is to make $3,000 a month so that you can maybe quit your job, stay home with your kids, and help provide substantial income for your family. Now, let's say about 4 or 5 months in, you're making around $1,000 a month. So you have two choices. You can go, well, maybe I set my goals too high. I'm happy with $1,000 a month. Maybe I'll even get to $1,500. Or you can say, okay, let's refocus here. My goal is $3,000 a month. What more activity can I do in order to meet that goal? So how can I increase my activity? How can I increase what I'm doing in my business day in and day out so that I can meet my $3,000 goal? I want to challenge you and encourage you not to ever lower your target, not to ever lower what dreams you have for yourself and for your family. And I want you instead to increase your activity in order to meet those targets, in order to meet those goals. And I think one question is really important to ask yourself. Are you tracking your action or are you tracking your intentions? Because I know for me, oftentimes I can have the best of intentions, but I'm not necessarily following through with those. Procrastination, I love this quote. Procrastination is the biggest stealer of dreams. It's so true. Oftentimes our actions, they don't match our intent. And that can be a reason that you're not thrilled with your progress in your business. So ask yourself a few key questions. How many people did you reach out to this week? How many people did you share the business opportunity with? How many potentials did you follow up with? How many three-way calls did you do to help train your team or to talk to potentials about coming on this business and joining you on this journey? How many appointments did you set? Calls, coffee dates with potentials to join you in this business. We have to track our action, not just what our intent is. And it's so easy to have great intentions and have a to-do list a mile long that we just sit there and we think, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, I'll get to it. Instead, I'm going to challenge you to tackle it. Lastly, I want to challenge you to persevere. Don't give up. So often I see people give up before they have found success. They pay that $34.95. They don't see it as a CEO of their own business and they give up far too quickly. So persevere. Those who lack perseverance, they start out with great intentions, but they end up losing focus and just giving up on their dreams, giving up on their goals. So let's talk about some challenges, okay? I want you to take out a piece of paper and take out a pen, and I want you to write down what I want and then the specific goal that you have, short-term goal and long-term goal. And then underneath that, what am I willing to do in order to make it happen? What am I willing to do, sacrifice in order to achieve it? Is your dream big enough to make sacrifices? Is your dream big enough to make sacrifices to reach your goals? I believe it is. My dreams were big enough, and I did make sacrifices in the short term because I saw the long-term vision. So I want you to write out what exactly you want, keeping your target high, and then what you're willing to do, what sacrifices you're willing to make in order to achieve it. I believe in you guys. Hard work, commitment, perseverance, and massive action is what is going to create massive success.